Hello everyone, I'm LeaderofLuxinape. Are you ready for more Let's Play Pikmin 3 Mission Mode? Last time, in a very incredible audio-less adventure, we took care of these levels here and such. Or all the Christmas special, I don't even know when this is going up. Whatever. This time, we're going into the Battle Enemies DLC. Heading into the story mode levels for the first and only time in this mission mode series, because these ones, not only do they have the evil of the Peckish Aristocrab and Wallywogs in the same level yet again, but these levels are basically remixed versions of the story mode levels. And this time, Tropical Wilds remix, you get a full 13 minutes. This could almost be an episode by itself, but I think I might be able to get one done. And by might, I mean I'm going to, no matter what anyone says, so something. That was the way to start off.
So, not surprisingly here, the audio completely begins to conk out.
You want to do that? There are plenty of
So,
varieties.
basically, I'm just going to post-commentate, but I don't really mind because it gives me an excuse to use this brand new awesome mic.
You know what? Let's zoom out.
Looking at this map, you can see there's several bulborb varieties, and as I mentioned in the small section before my commentary was completely lost, there are Wallywogs and orange bulborbs right next to each other, as well as two shaggy longlegs, which I do believe we're actually going to run into around this point. So, here we go. Alright. This is going to be my overview thing. I didn't know that there were going to be two shaggy long legs at this point, so I would have mentioned that. For the record, if you do hear something of my regular voice for commentating over it glitchy along with the game audio in the background, that's just because I didn't delete the audio, the existing audio from the video, which did include some small snippets of commentary that weren't totally lost, but I'd rather keep the game audio than not be slightly confused as to what I'm saying like twice throughout the video. So if past me can hurry up surveying this area, that would be nice. You can't go up there to where the boss was. That's just a platform to let you bring winged Pikmin up to get some bomb rocks. That spicy spray and those blues I never will get. I actually don't even remember how you're supposed to get there. I honestly don't play mission mode as much as I thought I would, so this doesn't really concern me anymore.
There, as opposed to
alright, past me.
closer than before.
Past me. There we go.
General,
So,
as
there's the red onion. Red and winged onion you start out with. Can you get yellows in this one? The onion's turning gray and yellow, but you can't get... I don't think you get rocks and yellows in this. Just the reds, blues, and wings, which doesn't really make too big of a difference. My classic snitch bug strategy, just swarm it and then run away with winged Pikmin and run away because eventually it's gonna go down. Same thing with all harmless flying enemies. Did that with the Puffy Blowhog in the Christmas level. Blues are, I believe, your most important Pikmin in this level because the two of the strongest enemies, the Aristocrab and... No, never mind. You do need to cross water to get to several enemies for the first time. Like here, you obviously need blues to do this stuff with the dwarf orange bulborbs, and for once, if you notice that blue Pikmin carrying a pellet, that's actually an example of bad pathing AI. The blue Pikmin does not just simply take the quickest path, it takes where... Oh, never mind. I think I made this mistake before. That bridge needs to be completed before the blues can carry anything back. So, that cost me a bit of time already. And Charlie can't even go back. Okay, so these reds are always useful. I think I experienced another glitch with something weirdly clipping through something before. But throwing captains doesn't break eggs apparently, as I found out there. I could have sworn it did before. I know a direct hit with a purple will break it. And Charlie's like twice the size of a purple Pikmin, so why wouldn't he break it? Should have just left him as Wallywog bait. And Alph is getting attacked by the swarming sheer grubs, which are in this level. These guys, you do have to kill all of them. They're worth 5 souls each. But it's best to deal with them whenever you see them because they're only worth 1 Pikmin apiece, and they tend to basically completely drive your squad away from what objective you're facing, which could cause them to get completely distracted from fighting the orange Bulborb that they're now leading my Pikmin sort of towards. Luckily, non-blue and winged Pikmin will not follow them into water. As you can see, it almost led them towards the orange Bulborb. That could be disastrous. And just switching there to get the wings instead of reds. Alright, those guys, that bridge is done. That done. 1, 2, 3.
Alright.
Woo. Walking. Yeah, I should really never record the post commentary for this late at night. I mean, it's only like 9:30, but these videos tend to be a little boring. So, not a very good idea to have my overly enthusiastic commentary here from recording it this late. But I think that blue is just going to stay behind for all eternity. Even though it was a flower, I should have left the leaf behind. Oh. So there at this point, you can keep track of when the swarming shear grubs get near your captains because they will start to do their "oh no, I'm getting attacked" speech thing. Even if if your captains are out of the range of enemies and they start saying their "oh no, I'm getting attacked" phrase, then you know it's probably going to be that, since they're the only enemies that have free mobility throughout the entire level. And that one guy on the stump, that one's kind of evil. So I remember there being more water enemies than that one Wollywog. But you'll see when I fight it, this is the only time, as far as I know, in the game where you fight a Wollywog with underwater physics, as in fighting it in deep enough water for your Pikmin to swim. It's fairly interesting, actually, but more pressing matters involve bombing Bulborbs, because that is always good, especially when they're orange Bulborbs. And there we go. I should have had Charlie doing something else for a long time here. I'm just realizing this. And that thing, that little weird move that Brittany made where she just basically circled around the entire Wollywog twice instead of dodging to the side. This is something I completely discovered on my own while playing mission mode for the series. When you're not targeted to an enemy, you will just move in a straight line, roll to the side for a certain amount of distance. When you are targeted to an enemy, you will actually not move in a straight line, but you will move in an arc, or in the case of a Wollywog, a complete circle around the enemy you're targeting. So that can really screw you up against a smaller enemy, because you always move the same distance in a circle that has, getting all mathy here, a circle that has the radius of your current distance from the enemy. You will move the same distance that you normally would move by dodging when you're not targeted to something, but along that circle. So not only is it confusing to think about, especially, again, at like 9:30 at night, but it can really screw you over with most of the enemies, because a lot of them are small enough so that you will make a full revolution around them if you dodge, which doesn't really help when you're avoiding an attack, especially like one of the Wollywog, because the pathing AI for Pikmin following the dodge isn't always the best as well. I can't believe I just made a math lesson out of a Pikmin video. I really can't believe I just did that, and I still don't know why Past Me is looking this far around for probably the other Wollywog. I guess more stuff to kill with bombs, because, you know, killing stuff with bombs is fun. I never really understood why the bomb rocks exploded. I mean, most of the time, I guess they might be reacting to the shock of hitting the ground. That would be the only thing I could think of. Like, you hit it to the... I'm trying to make a science lesson out of this, so I'm just gonna quit while I'm behind. I'm trying to make myself sound smart, and it's not working. End of story. Don't know why I'm walking around. Oh, yeah, the one pyroclasmic slooch up there that I'm going to waste 3 of my 4 bomb rocks for 1 enemy on. Don't know. There goes that red through the bomb. Really wrong time. As you could see right at the top of the screen, it got flung like all the way up the hill even. Doing that, and that one guy that will let me get into the section that has the blues in it, so it's not too bad, I guess. Because I think there are fire enemies in the section with the blues. There's that pellet up here, which I never got, so, and there's another dirt mound. 35 blues, that's a good number, especially, well, 36 counting that guy who's never going to do anything. But I'm actually glitching Charlie out in an attempt to save it, but that's not really going to work. So then I'm making the captain that I need to move fast walk slowly just so I can get Charlie to save the one pick. Oh. What? Oh. Oh, I was just checking to make sure if the dirt mound with the bombs in it was done. Okay. That actually did make sense. Except that I didn't give the bombs to the Pikmin. Okay. For non-blue Pikmin, you can actually get them to drop their bombs by throwing them into water, because apparently no bombs ever go off in water, and that was an even bigger demonstration of the arc dodge thing around enemies. I mean, on bosses, it's impossible to notice because with the armored Maudad, it's also not built around a round profile, so you can't really tell that you're moving in an arc around something, since it would be an arc around an oval shape. And like the likes of the Quaggled Meyerclops, they're enormous, even though they are circles, so you cannot tell that you're moving in an arc, and moving in an arc usually helps to avoid the foot attack of that thing, but whatever. So, am I really trying to... What am I trying to do here? This is where the Aristocrab... Oh! Secret Snagret. That's what I guess I was trying to get the wings for. I mean... There go, like... Well, I think I saved them, actually, but if you beat on the Snagret's face, you will... Yeah, never charge Burrowing Snagret, by the way. It will do that. Only charge it if you have exclusively winged Pikmin. That's all I can say. They'll go for the head, and you'll be fine. A combination of wings and yellows is enough to destroy a Snagret in like 2 cycles or less. Or it's free. Free dead Snagret with its majestic 1 foot. Woo. Guess you're supposed to bounce Pikmin over that mushroom to get the blues somewhere. Great fail with the charge there. And speaking of charge, Charlie for some reason is going to... Oh, I remember.
Okay, Charlie, you have
one of the Pikmin that was thrown to get to the pellet was like blocked from being able to grab onto it because it was positioned in a way that set it like to the side of the pellet with a couple other Pikmin in the way, so it could never pick it up, and I'm going all the way back there just to get it. Or just to fight those guys, I'm not sure which, because there's another Snagret back there on the sand where there's an Aristocrab in story mode, but they put a Snagret there, and that guy's not going to go in the water, so I'm just going to leave him.
for that.
So you grab the blues and then use the... And I'm going to waste another bomb on the Aristocrab, aren't I? I mean, it makes sense, but still. That bomb is useless because it's in the water and there's no blues anymore. And Charlie is just sitting there, and this bomb's going to miss, I know that. And since I can't lure the Aristocrab over there, I'm going to waste a 3rd bomb on it. And that one's going to miss too, isn't it? Yep. I still haven't learned that bombs just bounce directly off of these things. I mean, I missed the claw. At least I caused, like, 1/3 of the damage. There we go. You got to get underneath it and then charge it. And then it eats, like, half your Pikmin. And then you hurt it a little bit. And then it eats, like, the other half of your Pikmin. And puts the half of the like the non-existent third half of your Pikmin in bubbles, so you can't even use them. In general, you have to kind of hit with those bomb rocks. I lost, like, how many? 6? 6 isn't too bad, but still. 6 Pikmin that I could have had not dead. Just think of it that way whenever you lose a Pikmin. That's 1 Pikmin that you could have had not dead. That's also, like, one of the cheeriest things I've ever said in a video. I mean, I can't even use the "I'm so tired" excuse anymore for that. That was just kind of stupid. So, plucking, Wollywog, Orange Bulborb. Oh yeah, Tropical Wilds is based slightly off the impact site, so that little area where the Aristocrab was the area that Olimar's ship lands every day if you go to the impact site in Pikmin 1, I believe. So that was just another instance of stupid. I don't know how I didn't lose any Pikmin from that thing. But yeah, the smaller amount of reds does pretty good damage to the Wollywog than the larger amount of blues. I mean, if you see that, reds are more efficient fighters than rocks, just because, you know, the whole thing with the thing. Oh no, they don't bounce around everywhere and can actually cling on to enemies, so I usually prefer using reds to fight. Unless it's like sniping dwarf bulborbs from like the side of something. I don't know. Rock Pikmin are more fun, but reds are more efficient, so I usually stick with them. Because this is a video game. I don't want to have fun in a video game. Who does that anymore?
Poetic justice.
We're like the serious people, and
that was all poetic justice.
I'm not even gonna bother trying to kid myself anymore. Oh, right. Armored Cannon Larva. I'm going to spend the next 30 seconds trying to get it to hit that Bulborb because I'm too lazy to just kill it in that time, which I could have easily done and probably started on the... Oh, never mind. I'm actually going for it. So, watch how hilariously bad this is going to turn out because I could have just charged it from behind. Actually, no, I couldn't have. I could have charged the larva from behind and then...
I mean, it is losing HP quite fast.
That maybe wouldn't have woken up the Bulborb. I don't think I've said this before, but I need to make a Pikmin shirt that just says "Don't feed the Bulborbs" on it. That's probably one of the more.
Gotten a silver.
Oh,
I just
never mind.
The Wollywog or the cannon.
That would be a good idea. That's all I'm gonna say. So.
Yep, there were 2 baldy long legs.
Missed the 2 baldy long legs, as you can see in the lower left-hand corner, and it failed. Excuse me. A failed recording of this recording that is basically failed anyway.
So I'm actually got within 10%.
I discovered that there were 2 of them, and very much freaked out, but I lost the audio for that too, and the video was pretty bad, so I didn't keep that at all. I just kept this one since it was considerably better. And now, moving on to the Garden of Hope remix. This is probably one of my favorite remix stages because it's considerably shorter than the rest. Not to mention the fact that just it's interesting. And you'll see here, you only get winged and rock Pikmin. So this is seeing how good you got at handling the new species of Pikmin introduced in Pikmin 3. This is kind of a challenge to the players who have also played Pikmin 1 and 2. I think that's a spicy berry plant that hasn't sprouted yet. Notice the orange Bulborb back there. Bomb rocks. There's a couple red Bulborbs. But there are many, many empty dots where there are many empty spaces there that it says there's an enemy on the gamepad. And you will soon see what enemy that is. And just remember, it's an enemy I said I did enjoy fighting a little bit earlier, so you'll see. It's high scoring even if you don't get a platinum because but most of these enemies are bosses, well, yeah, they're bosses. Mini-boss. But mini-boss counts as boss. You know? Mini Boston. That's what I'm going to call this map now. Mini Boston, because it has a lot of mini-bosses in it. So, if anyone's from Boston, I'm sorry, but I'm not really insulting you. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Boston is small. I don't think Boston is small. This map is kind of small, though. I'm just going to not talk. So just dismiss in the middle of these guys, and that's going to take them out fairly easily. You can't take back their corpses because, as you can see, all of your Pikmin will try to drown by, like, dive bombing it. And apparently they can shake themselves off in unison now. And I just realized that you don't have Charlie for this map. Because I am such genius. And breaking wall, breaking wall, breaking wall. Sounds like a canceled Twilight movie. Breaking wall. Okay, that's done. And I think you already saw the enemy in the background. This is the land of the Snagrets. There are a lot of Snagrets. A lot. It's like, we're going to have to check that on the results screen, but there's like 7, 8 Snagrets. So, yeah, there's only 16, well, 21 enemies in this level, I think. But it can still be very high scoring because of the number of Snagrets, which are worth 90. So, I just went back there while the bridge was being built, which is actually one of my better ideas. So, you can take those 40 red bridge pieces to build the red bridge and basically get a path over to that orange bulwark, and there's another Snagret next to it. And that'll also give you the yellow bridge pieces, I believe, which lets you build a yellow bridge to a place where I think you have to face 2 Snagrets at once. Which is a bit of another Pikmin 1 throwback, as a matter of fact, because there was a boss in Pikmin 1 where we fought 3 Snagrets at once. I've never played Pikmin 1, surprisingly. I do own a copy of Pikmin 2, which is, you've probably been able to tell, because I did an incomplete series of the version of Mission Mode in Pikmin 2. But I have actually never played Pikmin 1, because basically I had a choice between getting 1 or 2, and I chose 2 since it's bigger. Kind of wish 3 was as big of a game as 2 was, but, I mean, you can't complain about a new Pikmin game that's just as good as the classic ones, but it just felt like it was, the DLC did a bit to help it, but the levels are just so tedious, and I never have time to, like, play a 13-minute long level enough times until I can get it perfectly, so I never really got into the whole super hard do good at mission mode thing. I'm doing the series because I really like the game, but other than that, that's basically it. Let's see, am I actually going to take this guy out without using a bomb by accident? That's a new record. I mean, I think you were supposed to use a bomb on something since I'm... Oh, no, I have the bridge I can cross over. So, I'm going to be really freaked out when that doesn't take out the orange bulb, aren't I? Is this the one where it doesn't take out the orange bulb? No. And I'm going to accidentally throw a bomb. Okay. I'm giving myself a lot less credit than I should be, because I haven't missed throwing a bomb yet in this episode. I don't think, completely freaked out on the original commentary because of some enemy in this episode. This is a pretty good episode for me. I kind of wish I didn't lose the original commentary now. That's something I've never really said before, and to save 2 bombs, I guess I'm just going to de-bulborb them like that. As you can see, if there are rocks, 33 Pikmin is enough. Especially if 2 of them can't do anything because they're holding bombs. And this is the part where I accidentally throw the bombs in here, which is another Snagret. Big surprise. You saw this Snagret before, and I also call this like Snagret World, and that's when I accidentally throw the bombs and like take out half of my Pikmin and do nothing to the Snagret because it was underground. And I actually did take nearly half of my Pikmin. So, if I hadn't wasted those, I would have gotten platinum. I did do this off screen, I believe, and I got gold, but gold isn't platinum. So now I have those guys to take out the bulwark because I made the mistake of I needed more Pikmin, yeah, but still. So those snitch bugs, I think that was going to be my final goal, just to Shouldn't I be splitting up into flying and non-flying to grab those? Oh, apparently I need more Pikmin to take out 2 snitch bugs.
Good.
Could have just gotten rid of the rocks that I had on me, switched over to the wings, and taken the 2 out. That would have probably gotten me to silver within 2 minutes. But again, I would have platinumed were it not for that bomb malfunction, so I wasn't really feeling... I don't think I was really feeling playing this game anymore after that. So I'd just do the stupid thing. That makes a lot more sense than you'd think. So with a 3-to-1 ratio, rocks to wings, when wings are by far the more useful Pikmin in this level... Oh, I would have needed to build a bridge and fought another couple snaggarts for it, that's why. Yep. This Bulwarb you're going to need to use a bomb rock on because, well, you can't really sneak around. But, you know, rock Pikmin, they do that stuff to Bulwarbs. Don't feed the Bulwarbs, but still, rock Pikmin do that stuff to them. Whoa. Just wake Brittany up with a whistle just as soon as she starts to sit down and take a nap, because we're nice persons like that. All of the nice persons. All of them. All 700 nice people in this world are actually me in disguise, by the way. Just putting that out there. And there's the like third to last snaggart in the level. It's actually really curious, but check the number of these guys in the level now. I know I'm taking this guy out. Or am I? I'm just gonna keep hitting the back of the head instead. Why am I not even throwing anything? Am I really just letting the rocks cause as much? I could have gotten to fighting the orange Bulwarb had I been smarter. I'm not even gonna take the snaggart out, am I? Nope, because Alf gets eaten.
Swallow Alf?
Oh, wow, it died while Alf was inside him, so he just phased outside of him. There were only 4 snaggarts in that level, and I did take out 3.
That was weird.
I don't even know if the last one counted, so... That's actually kind of interesting, but...
Small high score,
what
too.
is interesting is that someone still managed to get 3,220 points on that. And that I have managed to not put whoever's still watching this to sleep by talking so much and so much about nothing. But next time, it's also going to be post-commentated because I checked ahead. We're going to be doing Distant Tundra, Twilight River, and Formidable Oak remixes. But hopefully I'm going to do the post-commentary for those in a time when I'm less asleep. And it's going to be better. So, until then, until I'm like good at making videos, I'm LeaderofLuxinape, signing off.